If there's one thing everyone is talking about right now, it's protein. So today I've got a meal prep for you. I did this weekend. It took me less than 90 minutes to make 6 high protein lunches for myself this week. All of them have 38 to 42 grams of protein each. I'm gonna start out by prepping this salmon with lemon butter sauce. It also has some pearl couscous or some Israeli couscous. So I've got some salmon, some pesto, Parmesan cheese, peas, lemon, almonds, and some seasoning. I'm first going to heat up some water for the pearl couscous. So I'll just salt that just so I get some flavor in there, bring that to a boil. And then while that's coming to a boil, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some of the veggies and things that I'll need for the dish, just so I can kind of have everything ready as I start to put everything together. So I'm chopping up some green onions. I'm gonna add the couscous to the water. And then I also need the zest of the lemon. Always try to remember to zest your citrus before you cut it in half to take the juice out. Don't ask me how I know to advise you of that, because I've definitely done it before. And then we're gonna make a sauce for the salmon that has lemon and butter in it. So I'm slicing up the lemon pretty thinly. And then for the salmon, I just rinsed that off and patted it dry with paper towels. I'm seasoning it with some Italian seasoning and some salt and some pepper and just a little bit of olive oil. And then I'm gonna turn it over just to make sure that all of the sides get well coated with the seasoning. We're actually gonna start this on the stovetop and then finish roasting it in the oven. Once the couscous is done, I'm gonna go ahead and drain that here in a little bit, but I'm heating up a stainless steel skillet. That's how I like to cook my salmon if I can, because it gives it a really nice crust. And then I'm gonna continue chopping my ingredients. So I have some almonds that I'm going to chop up. Once the stainless steel skillet is preheated, you wanna use like vegetable or canola oil just because it has a higher smoke point. Go ahead and sear your salmon on both sides. I did end up taking the skin off of this before I put it in the meal prep containers, but that's just my personal preference. All you have to do is sear it for a couple minutes on either side and then put it in the oven for about 10 minutes to finish cooking. I'm draining my pearl couscous in a colander, and then to the pan that the couscous was cooked in, I'm adding some olive oil. I'm adding my peas and my green onions, and then I'm just going to just saute that for a little bit. You don't need to cook everything through. And then I'm going to add the pesto. I added back in my couscous and Parmesan cheese and just went ahead and stirred that up until everything was combined. This turned out really good, and it was a really great side to go with the salmon. Once the salmon was done, you can see how crispy the skin is. If you like that part of it, go ahead and leave it on. But since I'm meal prepping this, I went ahead and took it off. I put my pan back on the stove, and I'm adding some sliced lemon and lemon zest to that, along with just a little pat of butter. And then I'll just saute everything together to make that sauce for the top of the salmon. You wanna make sure not to cook this too long because you don't want the butter to brown too much or burn, but lemon and butter goes together really well, especially with salmon. So I took the couscous mixture, put it into the bottom of the meal prep containers, added the salmon on top, and then put the lemon butter sauce over the top. This was one of my favorite meals this week. It turned out really, really delicious. Totally love this combination of flavors. Today's video is sponsored by Fabric by Gerber Life. I've been working with them now for a while on my channel, and I think life insurance is really important. If you have anyone in your family relying on your income, you should definitely consider life insurance. A term life insurance policy from Fabric can give you peace of mind that the people depending on you will have some financial support if the unexpected happens. Fabric by Gerber Life is term life insurance that you can get done right here, right now. You could be covered right from the comfort of your own couch in less than 10 minutes with no health exam required. If you've got kids, and especially if you're young and healthy, the time to lock in low rates is now. Even if you have life insurance through your employer, it may not actually offer you enough protection for your family, and it also may not follow you if you leave your job. Fabric has flexible, high-quality policies that fit your family and your budget, like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. It's all online and on your schedule, so you can apply when it's convenient for you. There's absolutely no risk, and there's also a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can cancel at any time. Fabric was designed by parents for parents, and now they've partnered with Gerber Life, trusted by millions of families like yours for over 50 years. They also have over 1,900 5-star reviews on Trustpilot with a rating of excellent. Fabric also has more than life insurance. They also have free digital wills, investment accounts to invest for your kids' future, and more, and you can manage it all right from your phone. So join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. You can apply today in just minutes at meetfabric.com/Jen. I'll have a link in the description box below, or if you're on your phone, I'll also pop a button up on the screen right here that you can tap on. That's meetfabric.com/Jen, meetfabric.com/Jen. Thank you again to Fabric for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the meal prep. Next up, we're making a spiced chicken with yogurt sauce. This has 38 grams of protein. It does come with some cauliflower rice and some roasted carrots and some lemon, and then we're gonna make some yogurt sauce to put on the top. So here are all of the ingredients. I've got some chicken breast, I've got my spice blend, some red pepper flakes, lemon, I went ahead and zested that, and then some pistachios and some carrots. So I'm gonna start out by roasting the carrots because those do take about 25 to 30 minutes to finish, depending on how big or small you cut the carrots. So one thing I wanted to mention is that this is one way that I love to use meal kits. These particular meals are from Green Chef, and I'm not sponsored by them. I used to be for a long time, but I'm not anymore. However, I still like getting their meal kits to meal prep because I find that a lot of their ingredients and recipes are a little bit more, I don't know, sophisticated, I guess I would say. They're not necessarily for like kid palates, but I really like getting their high protein meals to meal prep for lunch. And anyway, let me go back to my carrots here. So I'm taking the carrots, and once those are cut into sticks that are pretty much all the same size, I just put them on some parchment paper with some salt, pepper, and olive oil and stuck those in the oven. And then I'm gonna go ahead and season my chicken with the spice blend that they gave me, some salt, pepper, and olive oil, and we're gonna go ahead and saute that in a pan. But anyway, what I was saying about these meal kit services is that one of the ways I really like to use them is for meal prepping lunches for the week. It just kind of takes the guesswork out of like, okay, what am I going to prep? I have to go to the store, I have to buy all the things, I have to figure out what I'm gonna make. It kind of takes all of that stress out of it, and it's a nice way to just kind of, I don't know, have someone send you food, you cook it, you eat it for lunch during the week. I'm going to start my cauliflower rice. So I'm just sauteing that in a skillet with some olive oil and those pistachios that I chopped up. I'm adding some of the spice blend to that, and I'll just cook that until it is cooked through, until you like it to be cooked through. If you like the cauliflower a little bit crunchier, don't cook it for as long. Sauteing my chicken breast, and then I'm just going to go ahead and let that rest while I put together the rest of the dish. The roasted carrots turned out great. That's one of the things that I've started making more as I've started using these meal kits. I know that when I get the HelloFresh boxes, they include roasted carrots a lot in there as well. And then for meal prep, I always like to cut up the chicken ahead of time just because I think it's so much easier to eat. So I put that into my containers with a wedge of lemon and the cauliflower rice. I also made the yogurt sauce, but apparently I did not film that part of it. And I put it in some little dressing cups on the side. So this next recipe was definitely my favorite out of the week. This is Turkish spiced chicken tacos. This one has 42 grams of protein. So basically we're gonna make some spiced chicken. I've got some tortillas. We're gonna make a sauce to go on top along with some slaw and some chopped nuts. I don't know what it was about the combination of all of these ingredients together, but it turned out really, really great. So here's everything that I'm going to need. I did go ahead and prep some of the things ahead of time. Again, with my chicken, I'm just seasoning that liberally with the Turkish spice blend that they sent, salt, pepper, and some olive oil. One thing I also wanted to mention is I just tested out my coupon code for Green Chef. And if you guys are interested in trying it and you've never tried it before and you want to try it for meal prepping for the week like this, if you use the link that I'm going to put in the description box below, you can actually get your first box for like $12. I tried the coupon twice because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cheap. So it's definitely a great time to try it if you never have before. Anyway, I went ahead and made the slaw with all of the ingredients for that. And then I whisked up all of the ingredients for the kind of spiced sour cream sauce that goes on top of the tacos. This really made the dish for sure. And I love these little dressing cups. I will never again live my life without them. They're so convenient for meal prep. And especially for this recipe, you're going to see I use them a lot because there's different kind of components for the meal that can't necessarily go together until the last minute. So once my chicken was done cooking, I let that rest, and then I'm just going to go ahead and chop that and divide it into 2 containers. Obviously, when you're meal prepping tacos, you want to leave the tortillas on the side, but this was delicious. I don't know, just the combination of that sour cream and the slaw with the lemon and the chicken, it was really, really good. So that was everything that I prepped for this week. I had enough lunches for myself, obviously for the 5-day work week, and one for anyone else who wanted it in my house. But thanks you guys for coming along with me today on this meal prep. It didn't take me very long at all, and I was glad that I did it and was set up for success for the work week. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.